Hey girl, hey! This is our presentation on our journey presented by the Spanish Trio.
Presented by me, Alyssa.
Me, Priscilla.
And me, Diana.
Prologue. So, for our perfect life location, we decided to choose Spain. Spain is like the household of many beautiful things, such as their culture, architecture, and many other things. You can literally go to Spain, and there will be so much sightseeing that you can see, and all of it because of its historical backgrounds. So, we decided to narrow down on the beautiful city of Cordoba to go over in our presentation.
So through our presentation, we applied to our group Plato Stereoform and Walt Whitman's Song of Myself. Plato Stereoform has to do with the physical metaphysical realm, and Whitman's Song of Myself has to do with the way our group celebrates each other. With this, we got to know our similarities and differences of our group, and just like anything in the world, beauty has its downsides, and the beautiful city of Cordoba also has the struggles that it has. We're not negative people, so we decided to focus on the positive things, and therefore we created imaginary narratives that focus on how our experience would be and just like how we think it would be since we've never stepped foot on that place.
With the research we've done throughout this project, we have helped each other learn about the problem and how to apply solutions to it. We not have only educated ourselves, but we have educated others on what this problem is. We have set a public service announcement about announcement to regard the issues to what we have said in Spain, as well give information about what's going on and to help tackle this problem.
So who we are according to Plato's stereoform. Plato's stereoform includes two different perspectives. One is the physical realm and the other one is the metaphysical realm. The physical realm has anything to do with the five senses. As for the metaphysical realm has to do with what really is the physical in a spiritual way. In our group, images, also known as the physical realm, you can see us with dark color hair, dark eyes, and as for our whole presentation, we are a Hispanic woman. We also decided to do the city of Cordoba because we really like the architecture, nature, and the culture that it holds. We are also all daughters, sisters, friends, classmates, and students. As for the forms, also known as the metaphysical realm, we've seen hard work from our parents and know what it is to struggle. We value everything we have thanks to our parents, and because of our education, we want to go away from what expectations our culture gives on us and take anything to any opportunity that we have to go on our own path and grow our minds.
How we celebrate ourselves. So, in the lecture that we referred to in Whitman's Leaves of Grass, Song of Myself, number one, Master Teacher of National Endowment for Humanities, Dr. Tim McGee, reads, creates in schools in abeyance, retiring back a while, sufficed at what they are, but never forgotten. I harbor for good or bad. I permit to speak at every hazard. And this is a timestamp of 1214 to 1513. So when Dr. Tim McGee says creeds in schools, he means religion and education. And he explains how if we were to put religion and education aside in order to speak freely and express ourselves without any consequences, that we'll be able to express ourselves freely. And that's what matters most in life. So as a team, we have made the connection that we take the opportunity of the education that we have access to. And in Whitman's Song of Myself, he states, "And what I assume, you shall assume." Line 2. So we made a connection as readers, for our team in general, that we have similar backgrounds. And with these similar backgrounds, they're connected to cultural expectations being Mexican and Latina. So with these cultural expectations connected to us being women, the expectation is that we must stay home and depend on a man or a provider to provide for us while we raise our children, instead of pursuing a career and furthering our education. And even though if a woman were to choose this route, because they know that they're secure with their partner, that can financially stable with all their family and everything, then that's definitely like okay with them. That's their life. But we have decided to be smart and vigilant, since we don't know what our futures may hold and what our future relationships and stability may be like. So that's why we have that similar connection.
So here, as you see, is one of our narratives by Priscilla, and the title is "Along the Street of My Florist Shop in Cordoba, Spain." So she goes off by using descriptive words from the photo itself right here, using flowers, pretty bright, clean, vibrant, as you see in the photo. And then she goes off in her narrative talking about how she's strolling down the residence home in Cordoba. And as she's doing that, she's feeling the nature and the life that brings into that walk. She feels the breeze, she feels serenity. As she goes through the walk of the flowers, she does get inspiration from the words of the flowers. From that, she goes in stating from an author by Sanjay by the title Migrating Myths. And Sanjay states that dating back to Roman time, houses in Cordoba were built with a central country yard. These were often filled with warm features and plants to keep the homes cool in the heat of the summer. And over time, these secret gardens have become more and more elaborate. Often the house will pass down through generations, or group houses will have multiple gardens working on them. Paragraph 11. This quote represents the facts of the history of what these people have used flowers for over the generations.
Here we have our public service announcement titled Hotspots Overload, the Heatwave to Mass Tourism.
So as you see in this photo right here is a young lady who is overstimulated by the heat, pouring water over her head. Not only that, you see another person holding water as well, looking something on their phone.
As for our nonprofit organization, we decided to go for Greenpeace. Greenpeace is not only focused on Spain, but also internationally. They focus on climate change or any effects that have to do with climate change. Therefore, they educate people of the dangers of human activity, such as anything that can lead to pollution or any fossil fuels, stating that they also campaign against fossil fuels. Since it is a nonprofit organization, they also accept donations, and we have put the link in blue.
So, a quote that we have from the nonprofit organization is, "Our goal is to ensure the ability of the earth to nurture life in all its diversity," by Greenpeace. And the slogan and quote that we have for this PSA is, "To stay focused, we favor the immediate, relatable thing in front of us," by Cognitive Bias Codex, 2024. Epilogue. So, this project that we've been working on has been a really fun project, because not only did we learn more about Spain and more things that we'll be able to see once we decide to go and visit, we also learned more about ourselves and our teammates. I feel like with the similarities that we have of being Mexican Latinas and women in general, that's really connected us as a team and individuals. So our bond has definitely grown a lot as we learned throughout this interesting project. So it's been a really good ride.
So, as Priscilla stated, because of our similarity in heritage or background, we also have experienced similar struggles, but also we have our differences. In our culture, we have certain expectations, and we all know what those expectations are because we all have the similarity that we've been put in those expectations, either whether it was from our family, friends, or just our culture in general. We know what each other has struggled, but we also know the different ways that each of us have dealt with it. Because we are Mexican Latina women, we also do want to break through the expectations and certain limits that they put on us. So therefore, in our future, we want to describe ourselves as independent and self-sufficient. We don't want to follow any rules or be told what to do with our lives.
To develop ourselves, we're not letting our background dictate to who we are and what we want in our future. We will invest money, time, and love and energy into our future and our limits, and only to see back in our progress.
And this is our works cited that we used for the presentation.
Yay! And now we are closer than before.